Canberra secretary of PNP with supporters outside the Spanish Town Hospital who are protesting and calling for the resignation of Dr. Tufton because they said he never acted upon the information when he heard that there's a outbreak in the hospital. There was a virus. He didn't inform his cabinet or the prime minister and say he didn't want panic and hysteria and the people cannot deal with certain information. So Dr. Campbell is speaking out, and I can say I 100% agree with Mr. Campbell because Tufton should see to it that they act upon such situation in the hospital, because for one, I used to work at a hospital, and to be exact, Kingston Public Hospital, and there's a lot of situation at the hospital, whole heap of problem, and no one talk about it. Not even our superiors or our supervisors know that there is lots of problem at the hospital. The doctors, the whole staff know that there's problem, and everybody just work around it. Nobody try to mend the problem or even try to speak up about it to the government or its administration. So we as Jamaican, we have to speak up and we have to demand more from our MP, our Prime Minister, our Health Minister, and also our education minister, because what is going on in Jamaica is slackness, pure slackness, and the government need to do better.
It's for the Minister of Health to know that there's an infection in the hospitals in July and don't tell his own cabinet and his own Prime Minister. That is what is disrespectful. Colonel Charles Senior has left the political landscape, and I would encourage him to stay out of the politics, because his suggestion is that if it is perceived that a minister of government did well at a previous time, that it doesn't matter what they do now, that you should not hold them to account. And that could never be the case. That would be most irresponsible and dangerous for us to take that part as a country. But what is disrespectful is for the Minister of Health to know that there's an infection in the hospitals in July and don't tell his own cabinet and his own Prime Minister. That is what is disrespectful. To say that there will be panic and hysteria. I cannot imagine that he's saying that the Prime Minister of the country cannot deal with certain information. It could not be that that is what he's saying. Because if he holds on to the information by himself, doesn't inform his cabinet, doesn't inform his Prime Minister, doesn't inform the country, that to me is a huge disrespect to his leader, to his cabinet, and to his country. And Minister Tufton needs to understand that the collective knowledge of all of us is always better than his own individual knowledge. And so sharing the information would have got the solution quicker and would have ensured that we don't continue to disrespect the people of Jamaica by saying that they can't handle information. It is your right as the minister, it's your duty to present the information to the population and to guide them. The people of the country are intelligent enough to process the information and to make the right choice. And I'm saying it again, if he had given the information to the public, more lives would have been saved, because those persons would have sought a different healthcare facility to seek attention. And my final question, I want the minister to tell us how many babies died right where we are now at the Spanish Town Hospital, because our information is that babies have also died at this facility. And we don't want to hear that you didn't tell us because you thought we were going to panic. We want to know what is going on at the Spanish Town Hospital.
I agree with Mr. Canberra 100%, because previously, before that interview made by the Star, TVJ News 4 days back reported that he refuted the claim. He refused to say that there was 12 baby that died at the Jubilee Hospital in Kingston. He refutes the claim, says nothing like that happened, and that's not the amount of baby dead from the outbreak. And he know that there was an outbreak from in July, and he didn't inform his prime minister and the cabinet and let the public know what was going on. So I say he should be 1,000 times held accountable for his lack of negligence. I will repeat, lack of negligence. And I believe the country need a new healthcare minister, somebody who actually know about the healthcare systems and how it operates, how the functioning body operates within this kind of sector, within the whole facility. So I'm gonna let you people listen.
First this evening, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has dismissed suggestions that dozens of babies have died at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital as a result of a bacterial outbreak.
The minister was responding to criticism about the ministry's response to the issue. We have details in this report. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said he was made aware of a bacteria outbreak at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital in July, sometime in August. He told TVJ News that 7 babies died in July, 2 in August, 2 in September, and 1 in October.
Let me just indicate, contrary to headlines that dozens of babies were died, this is not the case. That's certainly not the report I have. That there is outbreaks in other hospitals, like the Bustamante Hospital for Children. That's not the report that I have, so this is not the case. But it is a challenge at Victoria Jubilee.
He says he was informed that work was being done to correct the issues.
When I got the reports at the end of August, sometime September, I got the impression from the experts that they were making progress to cauterize the situation, but insisted that they invite the Pan American Health Organization experts to look at infection and prevention control measures. So that team came in, they looked at the situation and they cooperated with the local team of what the issues were and what was being done to correct it.
According to the health minister, one of the issues relating to this matter is the shortage of neonatal nurses.
We have a situation where we should have a ratio of 1 to 2, 1 nurse to 2 babies. We're now in the region of 1 to 7, sometimes 1 to 8, sometimes more. So there is, this does affect the capacity to maintain certain standards around infection prevention and control. So one of the reasons why I've been out in the field, going to places like Cuba, going to the US, to look at how we can forge partnerships, training.
Jamaicans, do you believe Christopher? He's in denial. Multiple times politicians swept the truth under the carpet and deny everything and say that it's accusation and that is a public claim, and they refute the claim. But however, we see that he cannot function in this department. He cannot deal with this affair and a need. He should resign and they give us a new healthcare minister. And I believe Andrew Olin should come and address the situation, because there are a lot of people hurt right now, a lot of young couple hurt right now. Some people been trying for years to get a child together, and some of them, this is the first child, and the baby has been deceased because of negligence. No, Jamaica, we can't take this. We have to speak out, And I find it funny how most Jamaicans don't speak out unless the thing has been happened, unless the situation is about them, unless something tragic happened to them, a specific individual. But we don't work as a body, we don't come together as a collective unit. And I find this troublesome to one and all, to everybody. I think that most of us Jamaicans, we should be our brother keepers. We don't show respect to our fellow Jamaican, to our fellow men. So I think as Jamaican, if you look out for your brother, be a brother's keeper. Sister, look out for your brother, look out for your sister. Brother, look out for your brother, your sister. So I saw it for go. It not to be the other way around. And in other news coming up, we see that in other news, 2 more suspects arrested in murder of Chinese businessman in Hanover, Green Island. So this is what's coming up. Hear what's going on.
2 suspects have been arrested in connection with the recent fatal shooting of a Chinese businessman in Green Island, Hanover. Head of the Hanover Police Superintendent Sharon Beepo told reporters that the men would be questioned about the murder of a 36-year-old Chinese businessman. She says 4 other suspects held in the case were released after being questioned. The businessman was shot dead in front of his employees and customers in his supermarket on October 19. In the incident, which was captured on CCTV footage, of which has been circulating on social media, 2 armed thugs were seen entering the Orange Hill supermarket. They immediately opened fire on the businessman, shooting him multiple times. The men were seen stealing money, liquor and other items before exiting the supermarket.